going on YouTube? I am back with another video, and in this one we have a PSA submission preview. So this is going to be my personal submission. These are cards that I am sending to PSA at that value bulk level. Figured I would make a video, show you guys what I am sending so you guys can see everything beforehand. I'll try to go over my predictions for what I think they'll get, and then we'll see how they come back. So I'm recording this video on February 21st. We will see how long it takes. I'm hoping late March, maybe early April, we get these back. Value bulk has been moving pretty fast recently. I would say about a month and a half. So we'll see if that continues. You never really know with PSA. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get into all of these cards here. I do have one card on the bottom. You guys might be able to see the bottom of the stack is a graded card. So that's an HGA graded card. We are actually gonna crack that out and send that to PSA, and I'll definitely be interested to see what that comes back as. And then I do potentially have another card over here I'm gonna show you guys that's actually an Arena Club slab. I'm considering cracking out, so I'll show you guys that card here in a minute. Definitely be interested to get your thoughts below in the comments. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this submission preview. Again, going at that value bulk level, about $20 per card. And this one, the first card I'm gonna show, is probably one of the bigger value cards. Raw, this one's about 100, and then I'm hoping if it gets a 10, it can meet, be in that 300 range, like give or take a little bit. So we will see, but this one, and I believe the next two, did come from the show I went to over the weekend in Cincinnati. Hopefully you guys saw that video. That video is doing really, really well. Again, for whatever reason, people really seem to enjoy the show content the best on my channel. Those videos always do really, really well. So there is a local show here in Lexington, Kentucky this weekend. I'm considering going to that one. We'll see how it works out. So potentially going to a show this weekend, but again, stay tuned for that. Anyway, back to the submission here. This one is the Bryce Young from the Premium Prism box set. All of these cards are numbered to 400, and I thought this one overall looked pretty good. I think I might have seen a couple small surface marks, and then centering is maybe just a hair off, but honestly really, really good. So I'm hoping this one can still pull the 10, but we shall see. So Bryce Young Premium box set number to 400. And then next up, we got the Jalen Williams. I'll just go ahead and show these two at the same time. Again, I did pick these up at that show in Cincinnati. The Jalen Williams, these are both from the Panini VIP Gold Packs at the National. But the Jalen Williams is numbered to 149. Paolo is numbered to 199. And you can definitely see, I think the Paolo is a little bit more off center than the Jalen. You guys can kind of see the space up there at the top versus the space at the bottom. Paolo looks to be a little off center, and then the Jalen Williams definitely looks to be a little bit more. The space down here and the space up there is much more even. So if I had to guess, I would probably say a 9 on the Paolo and 10 on the Jalen. But you never know. We'll see. Hopefully that centering on the Paolo isn't bad enough to knock it down to a 9. Everything else looked really good. I didn't see anything on surface or anything like that. Oh, and actually I picked this one up at the show as well. So I picked up the Prismatic Silver and then the Prism Break Silver. Prism Break had some issues, but I thought the Prismatic looked pretty good. So the CJ Stroud Prismatic Silver, we are gonna give it a try with PSA. So again, the Prism Break, unfortunately, I think the Prism Break looks better. I like it better, but it did have some surface issues. So not gonna send that one. And then this one I actually found in an old box of baseball cards. So I open a lot of like Bowman retail off camera every year, and I'll just kind of throw it in boxes, forget about it, and then I'll go back and see, if I have anything. And I was like, hey, I know that name, Gunnar Henderson. He's one of the top rookies. And, we came across this Bowman. This is not a first or a rookie or anything like that, but it is numbered to 99. And these raw are doing like $10 to $15. So I figured if it got a 10, it's maybe $60, $70 card. So I thought that would be worth it. I was just sitting in a box, so let's grade it for 20 bucks. If it gets a 10, it's worth like probably 3 times that, somewhere in there. So we'll give the Gunnar Henderson a try. And then we have the Jake Haener Prism Checkerboard. You guys are going to see a few more of these. I think I'm sending in like 4 or 5 of these. I opened a good amount of those Prism retail boxes, and we did pull a rookie quarterback, but not the one we would really, you know, want. And this one is a little off center. I mean, that's, you know, going to be common with pretty much all these cards. Just a little bit off center. It's very, very rare you find a perfectly centered card, but I do think everything else looked good on this one, so we're going to give it a try, see if it can pull the 10. Surprisingly, you know, it is a rookie quarterback. Everyone, you know, wants rookie quarterbacks just in case they are the next big thing. So surprisingly, that one does, like, I want to say $25 to $30. Last time, it's been maybe a week or so since I checked, but they were doing like 25 plus. So if that one got a 10, you might be looking at like $100. So definitely worth it there. And then I do have a few Divincenzo cards we're gonna send in. I actually sold a lot of my Divincenzo collection. If you guys have followed me for a long time, you know Divincenzo was pretty much like the first guy that I really PC'd. I thought he had a ton of potential coming out of Villanova. He could score the ball like crazy. He's kind of bounced around a little bit, had some injuries, but now here recently with the Knicks, he's playing really, really well, and his values have actually gone up quite a bit. So I do have a few Divincenzo cards left over. So I figured I'd go ahead and grade a couple. And this one is from Prism Mosaic, and this is the camo, which is pretty short print, numbered to 25. So 16 of 25 on the Divincenzo. Nice color match with the Bucks green there. So hopefully that can pull a 10. Typically, I think the Prism Mosaic does grade pretty well. So we'll see how that does. And then Hendon Hooker, Prism Portals green ice, another one from those Prism retail boxes. And then this one is probably the biggest card in the submission. I mentioned earlier we got the Bryce Young, about $100. This one's about $150 value raw. So I'm hoping, really hoping this one can pull a 10. If I could pick one card, it would definitely be this one, because I do think if it gets a 10, it's probably up to like $400 or $500. I do think these are going to be tough grades just because of the dark like color on the borders. It's gonna very easily show like white and stuff like that. So you got color all the way around on the front and back, but I do think this looks pretty good. I do think it has a real shot to get a 10. So we'll see how that goes. Really hoping that Anthony Richardson pulls the 10. And then we have some other like random low end stuff. Open some Prism retail. We got the Imani Bates cracked ice. Now this one, I mentioned it was kind of hard to get cards that are perfectly centered. I think this one is really just perfectly centered. You know, left to right, top to bottom, just looks super good on the Imani Bates. We got the Cason Wallace on the Prism green. I know he's one of like the top 5 to 10 rookies or so this year. And then back to the Prism football, we got the Tyreek Hill Prismatic. That one's another green ice out of those retail boxes. And then we have the Tua on the checkerboard. These are doing about, again, $25-$30. So, you know, hopefully it can pull the 10. You're probably looking at 100 or so. And then we got the Trey Tucker. I know he's not like a top rookie, but the Prism checkerboard is a pretty popular parallel. It's a rookie. I mean, he, you know, you got the color match with the Raiders, so I figured why not? We'll give that one a try, send a PSA. And then kind of the same thing here, not like a real top rookie or anything, but it's a rookie, it's a checkerboard. These are not super common, so let's go ahead and give it a try. And we're gonna send in the Will McDonald. And then finally, just a base on the CJ Stroud. I think this is the only CJ Stroud base Prism card I pulled. But if this one gets a 10, again, his stuff is so hot, you're probably looking at $100. I have no idea really. And again, a little bit off center. You can tell left border a little bit thinner than the right, but we're gonna give it a shot. Hopefully that one can pull the 10. Again, even on a Stroud base card, you're looking probably at 100 plus right now. So we'll see what happens there. And then the HGA card I mentioned earlier that we are gonna crack and try to send to PSA is the Dante DiVincenzo Optic Blue Auto. This one I believe is numbered to 49. It is to 49. And this one got the HGA 9. And I graded this back when I think HGA was just grading incredibly hard. I've had this for a long time. And I think, you know, they were giving out 9s like candy pretty much. Everything you sent in at this time got a 9. So I'm going to go ahead and crack it. Just kind of do a little experiment and see what it can get at PSA. So that is that one. And then the one I'm considering is another Divincenzo card, and this one is from Arena Club, and this one actually got a 10, and it's another Divincenzo, and this is one of the cooler ones that I still have. It's the Premium Threads Gold. I just absolutely love these cards, and the only reason I say I'm considering it is because it's in, it's already graded as a 10, so I mean, do you really want to crack it? I guess I need to kind of determine what I want to do with it, if I want to hold on to it or sell it. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Being graded in Arena Club 10, it should cross pretty easy to a PSA 10. But let me know your thoughts below in the comments. I would be interested to know, would you guys crack it? Would you just keep it as is? Or, again, does it kind of determine or depend on what you want to do with it? So there's the subgrades, 10, 10, 9, 5, 9, 5. So there is that. And then I did also, while I'm showing Divincenzo cards real quick, if you guys made it this far, I do appreciate it. But this is probably the coolest one I still own. This is from Status, which I don't think they do Status anymore. But anyway, this one came from the Status Blasters from 1819, the Draft Night Auto. These are all numbered out of 32, and I actually pulled this myself out of a Status Blaster. Main guy I was PCing that year was Divincenzo, and this one is 9 of 32, which was his jersey number with the Bucks. So jersey number, Status, Draft Night Auto, still have this card. One of the coolest cards I have ever pulled. So I wanted to show that real quick while I'm showing some cool Divincenzo stuff. I know his stuff has been on the rise here lately since he's been playing better. But anyway, that is going to do it for this submission preview. I do hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on just all the cards or anything you want to let me know down below in the comments. Would love to hear from you guys. I'm going to wrap it up, and I will see you soon.